Hey, this is Ken for the Information Nation with the Vlog. Today, we're going to talk about how safe are e-cigarettes. You know, there's all these studies out there and the panic going on in society where they're, it's smoke. It's bad for you, with no cotton-picking evidence. Well, I have 4 articles that I'm going to cover today. And I think by the time I'm done, you're going to start to understand that the people that are pushing the e-cig bans and all the rest of it, all they're looking to do is control your life and tax so they can get more revenue because they lost it when they taxed the hell out of cigarettes. So let's get on to these articles and let's take a look at what they're talking about, okay? Here we go. Okay. The first one is a watchdog report, Gasping for Action. It has been known for years that diacetyl destroys lungs. So why is it still harming coffee workers and allowed in e-cigarettes? All right. Now, I don't know where they get this Raquel Rutledge from, but here we go. The yellow liquid used to flavor candy, chips, coffee, and e-cigarettes smells and tastes like butter. It's hard to tell from looking at it. It can obliterate your lungs if you breathe it in. Emmanuel Diaz de Leon didn't know it as he poured jugs of concentration into giant vats of coffee roasting in a plant in Tyler, Texas. Neither did his co-workers, who spent 12-hour days roasting and grinding the coated beans that would later be sold in grocery stores and restaurants nationwide as hazelnut-flavored coffee. The workers never guessed it even. When they noticed they had shortness of breath, they thought it was asthma or bronchitis, according to the doctors. It would take a year to learn the truth, something that the yellow liquid had destroyed their lungs permanently. All right, let me interject something. My father was the chief coffee roaster at Superior Tea and Coffee Company in Chicago for over 30 years. Now, he passed away a couple of years ago at the ripe old age of 83. And you know what? He didn't die from any lung disease or anything else. He went swimming up until the time he almost passed away, a couple of weeks before that. He breathed good. He slept good. He walked all the time. So that kind of blows your idea, doesn't it, Raquel? So anyhow, let's get on down here a little bit more. It's the same chemical linked to hundreds of injuries and at least 5 deaths to men, women who worked in the popcorn factories and flavoring companies in Wisconsin, Missouri, Illinois, and other states in the last 15 years. Many scientists and pulmonologists have known about diacetyl's dangers. Flavoring manufacturers and members of the National Coffee Association have held executive-level meetings discussing its risk. I still have a problem with it. I still have a problem with this report. So anyhow, what they're talking about is a chemical that they say is produced by e-cigarettes. Well, let's see what Dr. Farsolano has to say. E-cigarette research. And he talks about the new study and what they found. But what was interesting, it says here, the study is important because it confirms the lower risk potential of e-cigarettes compared to smoking. But it also identifies an avoidable risk. And I'm all for getting rid of avoidable risks. And this said leading author Dr. Castellanos Farcelinos. He added, we expect to see appropriate action taken by the e-cigarette industry to remove this small but unnecessary risk, making the products even safer than they currently are. Now, those of you who don't know, Dr. Farcelano is a cardiologist. He's in Greece. I believe it's Greece. Yes, Athens, Greece. The researchers, led by Dr. Forselanos from the Onassis Cardiac Surgery Center in Athens, Greece. Now, if we have some people are putting this into their e-liquids, yeah, we got to remove it. We got to get it out of there. We cannot continue to have it in there. But as Dr. Forcelino points out, it's something that can be removed. And the vaping industry is working day in and day out to make it safer. Now, if you go back to the other article, I'll post all the links to these articles down below in the comments section so you can go and read them for yourself. But e-cigarettes are still a hell of a lot safer than the analog cigarettes. You're not burning anything. So let's continue. Machine puffed e-cigs yield vapor containing exactly what you'd expect and not much else. Now this one's going to blow your mind. A new study in regulatory toxicology and pharmacology reports on chemical composition of e-cigarette vapor and compares those results with cigarette smoke. The authors, Dr. Reina Tayara and Gerald A. Long, are employed by the Lorillard Tobacco Company, which would generally bar them from presenting their data in many journals or conferences, no matter how rigorous and valid the experimental technique and results might be. We here at the ACSH, American Council for Science and Health, have no compunction. The authors use standardized machine puffings to measure constituents in the e-cigarette vapor. They found nicotine, propylene glycol, and glycerin, water, and flavors. Aerosol nicotine at 85% lower than cigarette smoke. Mainstream cigarette smoke, the same stuff a smoker inhales while smoking, had about 1,500 times more harmful and potentially harmful constituents, HPHC, than e-cigarette aerosol or puffing on room air. In sum, HPHCs from e-cigarettes was the equivalent to room air. Number 2, no cigarette smoke-derived HPHCs were detected in e-cigarette vapor. Number 3, these results support those who advocate for the relative safety, reduced exposure to toxicants of e-cigarettes, both for vapors and for bystanders. ACSH's Dr. Gil Ross had this comment: I really have nothing much to add to the study summary and abstract. You get out what you put in, and e-cigarettes, by and large, have only a few chemicals, so there is just not that much to breathe, either in or out. I'm certain this study will change no minds in the hotbeds of the anti-cig propaganda, mainly because the results do not confirm their agenda, but also because the authors work for Big Tobacco. In my opinion, this study merely confirms the results others have noted many times before. All right, so let's say we don't believe these two people. What's next? How about this one? The world's top scientists just issued a surprising statement on e-cigarettes. Let us scroll down and take a look. 53 scientists have written to the UN's World Health Organization Director General Margaret Chan, cautioning her not to classify e-cigarettes as tobacco products, which would then lead to stricter regulatory controls on a nascent industry. Scientists say that e-cigarettes are part of the solution to worldwide tobacco addiction. These products have been among the most significant health innovations of the 21st century, perhaps saving hundreds of millions of lives. The urge to control and suppress them as tobacco products should be resisted, they said. Policies should be evidence-based and proportionate to risk, and give due weight to the significant reductions in risk that are achieved when a smoker switches to a low-risk nicotine product. Now, there's some more on here, and like I said, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. You want to read the whole article? The link is down in the description. But here's the thing. Let me get rid of this, and I will get right back to you. All right, as you can see, apparently not much of a problem, is it? It doesn't strike me as much of a problem. e-cigarettes. This kind of blows a hole in all of this. It's bad for you. It's not good. So make people. It's nicotine addiction. Oh my God! Let's all run. Be scared. Stuff it up your chocolate whiz wang. The problem is, and it's like I told you at the beginning of this, they're looking for a way to tax you, to make up for the lost revenue, because they were the geniuses who thought they'd tax the hell out of tobacco products, and people started quitting. People started quitting smoking. Now they're losing revenue as they see it. So you see, it was never a health issue with them. What it was a revenue issue. So let's get right down to brass tacks here. 99% of the people that vape are ex-smokers. You know what they did to you. If you don't fight back, they're going to do it to you again. That's why I tell you, join CASA. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything, and you will be getting these updates. Join the Vapedom. That is a Facebook-style site made by vapors for vapors. Join it. Meet some other nice people that vape. Other than that, I don't know what to tell you. So until the next time, this has been Ken for the vlog. Hey, we'll catch you later. Keep on vaping. Have a nice day.